Let's look at our second semi-final. It's Chris the Hammer Haseman from Queensland, Australia, against Elvis the King Sinosic from Sydney, Australia. And here comes the King, Elvis Sinosic, making his way to the octagon. Another standing ovation from this capacity crowd for the King, who took us all by storm in the first round.
Well, Elvis, with a background in judo, of course, has now made the transition to Machado and JB Will Jiu-Jitsu. He's going to be well equipped to fight Chris Haseman in this upcoming bout.
It's pandemonium in the audience as Chris the Hammer Haseman makes his way to the octagon. He forced Hira Tarangi into submission in the first bout, and now he's ready, psyched, pumped, primed to do some damage on Elvis Sinosic.
Well, the experienced Chris Haseman used his chin to good effect in his last bout. Let's see what he pulls out of his bag of tricks in this upcoming round with Elvis.
Chris Haseman inside the octagon. He is Australia's most experienced, no-holds-barred fighter. And he's here tonight for Caged Combat Championship #1. Our referee, Cameron Quinn, just assessing the octagon, making sure everything is okay as we prepare to get it on in our second semi-final between the Hammer, Chris Haseman, and the King of rock and roll, Elvis Sinosic. Here we go. Haseman ties him up immediately, trying to take the King down to the ground. Hook in the leg, dumps him to the canvas. Elvis has got him inside his guard at the moment. Goes to work with the right hand. Haseman burying in there. Tries to grab a hold of the arm. Can't get it. Elvis trying to apply the armbar. Scissor lock.
He's got Chris Haseman in his guard, in his control. Chris just too strong there. That just sheer strength got out of that.
Haseman has the weight advantage on the King, Elvis Sinosic. But Elvis doing a mighty fine job at the moment. Chance of Elvis reverberate across this capacity pack centre.
Chris has a side mount position here. He has control, and there you go, into the mount. He's working in again with that big thick neck of his. He's a powerhouse. There he goes with a slight headbutt there. Elvis turns out of it. That was a great escape there.
Chris Haseman goes to the rear, but Elvis Sinosic ties up the leg. He knows what he wants to take down.
Chris Haseman tried for the reverse chin lock there, but Elvis seen it coming and just moved his positioning, nullified that.
Look at Chris Haseman. He's as quick as a crab in those moves, tying up his opponent. But Elvis Sinosic doing a good job at the moment, sustaining himself. Trying for a hip toss there was Haseman, didn't quite come off. And there's the aggresso meter showing Chris Haseman in control, but only slightly at the moment. Elvis Sinosic putting up a fine effort indeed against a man so crafty as Chris the Hammer Haseman. Haseman goes down on both knees.
Elvis trying for rear control. Haseman reverses it.
The crowd on the edge of their seats loving every moment of this, every moment of what we've seen here tonight. It's been a fantastic event. A short left hand to the head, a headbutt there by Haseman. Elvis fires back with a right hand of his own. We go to ref cam. And Elvis Sinosic just pushing Haseman off, and Haseman saying, "You don't want me, but I want a part of you, Sonny Jim. I'm coming back for you. You can't do that to me." And Elvis Sinosic just biding his time as Haseman comes back in to do some damage. Side mount by Chris Haseman.
He's hooked his head now. It's not a good position to be in.
Sinosic's arms are all tied up, nowhere to go.
He's got nowhere to go, and he's got all that weight on him, Elvis, so he's going to have to think about this.
Haseman goes into the mount. He's in the control position to do whatever he likes. Some nice right hands to the side of the head. He's digging in that chin. There's the chin again. Can Sinosic survive it?
Tapped out.
He taps out.
Elvis has tapped out.
Oh, forget it. It's all over. Haseman, the chin to the eye, has worked the trick for him again.
He got into that position, and he went for it again with that big thick neck of his with those traps. Just holds that head in place with that chin burrowing in on your eye, and you've got nowhere to go.
I tell you what, very clever stuff, and some complaints coming from the corner of Elvis Sinosic.
Sorry, the chin is not illegal.
You can hear the referee, Cameron Quinn.
The rules that I've been given. Stay out of it, champ. I'm refereeing according to the rules that I'm given.
And the referee just specifying that a chin is a legal technique. You can do it, and let's take a replay of the action here at the moment. Down to the canvas, body slam, Elvis Sinosic.
And it's just the experience of Chris Haseman coming out there. Elvis, a great effort, but Chris, once again, his experience has told. and moving around cautiously, but doing the job still there, and keeping control over Elvis. Elvis, a very nuggety fighter, very tight and good technician, but just had lost out a little bit in the strength department there from Chris Haseman.
Well, that chin of Chris Haseman's has proved an absolute lethal weapon tonight. It's taken care of 2 opponents, but the question is, can it take care of a 3rd opponent in Mario Sperry in the final? One thinks, Mark Castaneda, that Sperry won't fall for that sort of technique.
I think that Mario will certainly be too experienced to allow that to happen, to even come anywhere near happening. But there you see Chris, he's a powerhouse for sure. He's got his arm tied up, he's got him in the headlock, and he's got that arm locked up as well. And he's working, when that arm comes free, he just works the headbutt in there. He's always thinking, and he's always got technique coming out. There he goes, he's trying to get that rear chokehold, always moving around, nice and calm, the headbutt moving in there. Give him an inch and he'll use it, Chris Haseman. And that's experience. He's fought in Japan, Pancration, he's fought in America, in the no rules fighting in America.
Reality Super fighting in Alabama last year.
That's exactly right. Same one that Mario Sperry was in. And these 2 guys are going to meet each other in the final now. So we're in store for a great final.
An absolute treat as we see Chris Haseman doing a number on the king, Elvis Sinosic. Let's take nothing away from Elvis. He came here tonight, a bit of an underdog, but he absolutely won over the entire audience.
Well, Elvis has tried his hand at many different styles. As he said in his interview, he's been the National All-Styles continuous fighting champion. And that's a non-contact, and he's made the full transition here to no holds barred. So hats off to him. He's given it all a go, and he's a man prepared to try his training in a no holds barred event.
Mark the Hammer taking a very close look at these replays. Some superb technique being executed by both men. Look at the way Chris Haseman is all over Elvis Sinosic, just tying him up.
You'll see Elvis's arms actually crossed over there, and that will really restrict your movement and not allow you to get a clean shot in.
He's gone for a good mount position, and he's leaning all his body weight down.
That chin. You can see that the creases in his neck, how much strength he's putting in. There's that right hand coming over the top, but he just can't get enough leverage to make him really hurt.
And that chin just
Chris
digging
Haseman,
into the eye. There's only so much that Elvis could take.
He's putting everything into it, Chris Haseman. It just grabbed on, and he didn't give that hand any leverage at all.
The final matchup between Mario Sperry and Chris Haseman. Let's go backstage to the Hammer.